This is iFIBER 1 News. Here are today's top stories.
Prosecutors are reviewing hundreds of recorded phone calls from jail by the suspect in a 2018 shooting in Moses Lake that left a man injured.
Lewis and Clark Elementary School Principal Alfonso Lopez got quite a surprise on Tuesday afternoon this week.
A fungal infection responsible for killing off North American bat colonies has spread to a 12th species here in Washington state.
The Royal Knights boys soccer team lost a few key pieces from last season, namely attacking midfielder Michael Rojas, and have had to change their identity.
From the iFIBER 1 newsroom, this is iFIBER 1 News. And it starts now.
Prosecutors are reviewing hundreds of recorded phone calls from jail by the suspect in a 2018 shooting in Moses Lake that left a man injured. Prosecutors claim the phone calls made by Zachary Scone show consciousness of guilt. Scone is currently charged with first-degree and second-degree attempted murder, first-degree assault, first-degree robbery, and unlawful possession of a firearm after he allegedly shot a man multiple times on January 14, 2018 at Montlake Park. Details on what charges prosecutors plan to add against Scone have not been released, but information provided in a January 2019 shooting indicate investigators have intercepted several alleged attempts by Scone to keep the Montlake Park shooting victim from appearing in court, including an alleged attempt to bribe the victim with $10,000 if he does not show up to testify. Investigators also claim they have intercepted other jail recordings where Scone has allegedly attempted to tamper with the victim. Prosecutors are expected to present additional charges during a June 3rd hearing. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
This segment is brought to you by
Change doesn't have to be complicated. With a low-profile microwave hood combination that's ready to install right out of the box. It fits in the same space as your under-cabinet hood, so you can get your microwave off the countertop and make space for the routines worth keeping. The low-profile microwave hood combination from the #1 selling appliance brand in the USA.
Whirlpool Appliances, now available at more furniture in Ephrata.
Lewis and Clark Elementary School Principal Alfonso Lopez got quite a surprise on Tuesday afternoon this week. The Mexican-born educator who immigrated to the United States as an adult to offer a greater chance at opportunity for himself and his family was presented with the honor of Washington State Principal of the Year at a special assembly.
I don't deserve this award for sure. There are principals that are way smarter than I. All my staff here at this school, they are wonderful. All of them work so hard that I feel like I don't deserve this myself, and I want to share with all of you this accomplishment.
It's unbelievable. The feeling is overwhelming. When I came to the United States, I was looking for an opportunity for my family, but also I wanted to develop some of the skills that I thought in those days that I had, and thankfully life took me where I needed to be, so I didn't dream all of this, but I thought something was going to happen in my life, something like this. I didn't have exactly the idea what is going to happen, obviously, but it happened.
The coveted distinction is awarded annually by the Association of Washington School Principals, a consortium of principals from around the state who spend roughly 8 months collecting and evaluating nominations from all across Washington's 294 school districts before making their final selection.
As a board, we sift through it and read through it and look for pieces of just improvement. What makes this person an exemplary principal who works so hard and has made quite a difference, whether in academic growth or just student climate growth, and he shined. He just stood out.
The award also serves as a pronouncement of what Washington's teachers and faculty are doing to set themselves apart from the rest of the nation.
They get to go and present Washington, again, as an elementary, middle level, or secondary principal, and now assistant principals as well. And it is proving what we're doing in our state. It's promoting what they're doing in their small little community, then at a state level, and now at a national level. So it's a representation of his building, his staff, and what he's put together. And we love promoting that and honoring his work, but also helping others know this is the work that's going on in a principal's life.
In light of receiving the award, Lopez will now have the opportunity to travel to Washington, D.C. to meet other top principals from around the country and becomes eligible for consideration as the nation's Principal of the Year as well. Reporting for iFIBER 1 News, I'm Chris Hansen.
This segment is brought to you by
Your taste buds bored? Well, then bring them to Jay's Teriyaki. Not only does Jay's have a variety of teriyaki dishes, they also offer mouth-watering salads and sides. Call Jay's 509-764-5155. Jay's Teriyaki, located at 123 East Broadway in Moses Lake, because it's all in the sauce.
A fungal infection responsible for killing off North American bat colonies has spread to a 12th species here in Washington state. The Department of Fish and Wildlife says white nose syndrome was detected this week in a western long-eared bat found in King County. It's the 30th case detected in Washington, but the first to involve that particular species. The infection spreads among bat colonies, often carried from one environment to another by human beings. It attacks the bat's skin, damages their wings, and drains them of energy they need to survive when emerging from hibernation. The disease has killed millions of bats in 33 states and 7 Canadian provinces. Although it doesn't pose any known threat to people or domestic animals, its damage to bat populations can have ecological consequences, like a rise in insect pests. Civilian bat sightings can help scientists study the problem. Report any unusual bat observations at wdfw.wa.gov/bats. Jefferson Robbins, iFIBER 1 News.
The Royal Knights boys soccer team lost a few key pieces from last season, namely attacking midfielder Michael Rojas, and have had to change their identity. The Knights have overcome the changes to their roster and have enjoyed a so far undefeated run through the SCAC East. The Knights' victory over the College Place Hawks was the last win they needed to seal up the league crown for the 3rd year in a row, an impressive feat when considering that during that span, conference rival Wallou has made it to the state title game twice. The Knights made quick work of the Hawks, racking up 3 goals in the first half to make it a 3-0 lead entering halftime. The Hawks scored within the first 10 minutes of the second half to make things almost interesting, but Luis Rodriguez scored his second goal of the game to put the Knights back on track. Rodriguez nearly scored a hat-trick but had 1 goal called back for offsides. The Knights finished with a comfortable 4-1 victory. There's been one player on the team who has been there for all 3 league titles, team captain Alonso Hernandez.
It's a great feeling because it doesn't happen often. Well, it's not. Royal's known for its football, not soccer, and it's great to bring it to soccer as well and make all these people proud.
The Knights will next play on the road at Connell next Tuesday. If the Knights win that game, it will be the first time in program history that the boys soccer team has gone undefeated in league play. I'm Adam Chkoski for iFIBER 1 Sports.
This is iFIBER 1 News. For more information on these stories and other news, visit us online at iFiber1.com or check us out on Facebook.